When you board the Washington Island ferry, you're really embarking on a journey back in time, transporting you to an age when Door County was a much quieter place. Before tourism started here, Washington Island was a place where immigrants arrived to feed their families, explore new business ventures, and start a new life. With seemingly limitless timber and a bounty of fish from the lake, this was the place of opportunity for many. While Irish and German immigrants were the first Europeans to settle Washington Island, it is the Icelandic community that the island is known for. Starting in 1870, a group of 4 Icelandic men arrived on the island and shortly thereafter sent letters back to their homeland.
People initially settled here because of opportunity for fishing and then farming. Also the timber industry was important.
The Danes and Norwegians and the Irish helped them to learn the ways of commercial fishing, and there wasn't an awful lot of farmland. They must have felt right at home because most of the farms were put up on the rockiest areas of Washington Island. All those Icelanders, but they were used to that, because it was pretty rocky over there in Iceland as well.
The story is, and I believe that John Gíslason, my great-grandfather's brother, he still had some money in his pocket and he wanted to find business opportunities. Because although he was at a young age, 20 years old, he had been working in a store in Eyrarbakki, Iceland, for 5 or 6 years. So he was starting to learn the trade, and immediately after he came here, he started a big store here on the southern part of the island. There's a Gíslason Beach even there now, and there's a Gíslason House.
Perhaps the most famous Washington Island Icelander was a man named Chester Thordarson. While he wasn't an immigrant to the island, he was an inventor who made his fortune in Chicago.
He wanted to find himself a place to have his own estate where he could and entertain friends from kind of all over. And so he knew there were Icelanders on Washington Island by that time. It was in 1910 that he bought the most of Rock Island.
And 13 years later, commissioned the massive boathouse there as a tribute to his Icelandic heritage. Today, the remnants of Washington Island's Icelandic heritage can be felt all over the island. Descendants from the original 4 Icelandic settlers can be found on the island today.
There's a requirement, I think, to be a little bit self-sufficient, independent, and certainly that's true in Iceland. I mean, these are about as independent as they come, and there is some of that on Washington Island too, and I think that's true even today. People who were born and raised here are often descendants of those who were pioneer settlers. There are many of them still living here. If you spend a little time to learn about the cultural background, you'll be rewarded with beautiful spots, unusual cultural facilities. It takes some work, takes some time to get there.
I think it's very important, and people kind of take a step back in time when they come here to Washington Island. I see it when I'm here in this museum, every day that I'm here.
Well, I'm proud to be in a way a Gíslason. If Iceland would use the same name system as you do, then I would be a Gíslason. So I think I'm just going to call me a Gíslason to honor my family and relatives here.
I'm still, after 40 some years of living here, still find new things and things of interest to me that relate to that background.